Hey guys. So I'm doing a reading today for Venus in retrograde. I felt led to do this reading today because, um, you know, I didn't even know that Venus was in retrograde until I started feeling so all over the place. I mean, I felt stagnant. I was hot and cold about romance. Um, bursts of energy, depleted of energy. It's been crazy. So I was like, well, what's going on? It just got to that point where I was like, there has to be something going on with the planets and everything like that. And then I figured out, of course, that Venus is in retrograde. And if you're not aware of what that means, now, if you're a Taurus or a Libra, you are ruled by Venus. So you might particularly be feeling some of these energies a little more intensely than some, if that's in your sun. You will especially be feeling it if it is in your sign of Venus. So we all, like I said, if you're not familiar with that in depth of astrology, your Venus is how you love. So if you're a Taurus or Libra in Venus right now, those signs being ruled by Venus and it's in Venus, you might really be feeling all kinds of things right now. Um, but I think we're all kind of feeling it and we're all going through it. Now, I'm a Cancer sun in the 12th house, so I know about my emotions. You know what I mean? I'm familiar with them changing and being okay with that. Like I'm used to them just flowing in and out of my life. It's like a swipe system. It's like, oh no, yeah, you know what? I'll keep that emotion. That's appropriate for right now. I'm used to that. But lately, it's just been so hard to navigate through what I'm feeling and why. And not necessarily why. I know that it doesn't have to make sense. But I, for some reason, want to make sense of it. Now, my Venus is in Virgo, and I'm just kind of doing this to kind of help you guys relate, to kind of like relay the message. And Virgos are very analytical. And so when it comes to love, I can be. I say when it comes to love, look at your sun and look at your Venus and look at your moon, because those are the things that are really going to play a part. Our sun is a lot about our ego and the basis of who we are, and that will come into love. That will come into relationships. But anyway, so Venus is in retrograde, and I'm going to do this energy reading to kind of help guide some of us. It may not resonate with everybody, and that's fine. If it doesn't resonate with you, then I hope maybe you could take some messages and kind of leave the rest, and just enjoy it. Like I said, I know for me, I've been feeling kind of stagnant, and I hate that feeling. I really do. It's like, what am I doing? Sort of thing. 18. I'll probably just start taking from the stack. To be honest, I kind of did this before and something happened with the recording, but that's fine. I'm still going to get the messages to you. I'm committed. I'm committed to you. That's not going to change. But yeah, that popped out. That literally popped out. We're starting to get some cards. Yeah, we're feeling all over the place, some of us. No, but actually I'm gonna put that back in there. It just didn't feel right. Sorry, you're just having to watch me shuffle. But no, I feel like, yeah. There. Yeah, I feel like some of us are trying to put on a mask and try to put on a persona that we're kind of carefree, just kind of along for the ride. We're seeking truth. We're seeking, you know, something beyond ourselves. I'm just going to pull. So what I'm seeing here is that some of us need to take off the masks that we're wearing, and this is a good time for it, especially when it comes to start like authentically loving ourselves and kind of knowing what that means. So we're, you know, we have the 7 of Cups here. That could mean like there's a lot of choices for you. That's typically what it means. But what I'm seeing with, you know, my cards is a woman wearing a mask at a party. Kind of tipping the glasses there, and it seems like she just doesn't really give a shit. It's like, whatever. And then we have the Ace of Swords. There is a truth that needs to be brought to the light within ourselves in this time, you know? And you know, it's just been kind of one of those where maybe we need that brought out of us by those we love. The 3 of Cups. Maybe it's about a 3-party situation. You know, it could be. It could be about a 3-party situation. Maybe there's a truth coming out. Maybe you have a choice between 2 people. I don't know. But I feel like there's some bullshit that just needs to be cut through. And it needs to be cut through quick. And the facade needs to end before you have no choices at all. Because here's the thing. A lot of us want recognition, and maybe we're not getting it from the person that we want. Or maybe we don't feel Cups. This is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But what I'm thinking is, based on this, you have a Cancer card here. The Chariot. And I'd only say signs, you know, that stuff to be clarified, and they just like the way it sounds. So I'm here to serve. Now, the reason why I'm saying maybe you don't feel recognized by this person, this Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups is a mature woman, a spiritual woman, a woman who knows who she is. She's creative. She creates her own reality. She doesn't let other people do that for her. A very stunning, loving individual. Now, maybe you feel like you're not worthy of being recognized by this person. He or she, it doesn't matter. King, queen, gender doesn't really apply. But this person overall it seems that they're a very loving and an intuitive person. And, you know, the 7 of Wands is about, sorry, my computer, it's wanting to update and it's like, no. You know, but in reverse, the 6 of Wands, what I'm feeling is that if this relates to you, okay, this could just be, maybe this is who you want to become. Maybe for those of us who are not interested in like a relationship, maybe this is us pursuing this kind of way of being, this way of living, this way of our very essence. Maybe that's us pursuing it, but we don't feel worthy. We don't feel like we can be that. And we have the Chariot here saying, yes, you can move forward into that. You can become that loving. You can become whole. You can feel balanced. Maybe your heart space isn't that open. You know, maybe you feel like you can't love again. Maybe you feel like you're not balanced when you are in love, like you kind of give too much. And what it's saying is that you can be this balanced individual. You can, and you're worthy of your own love. Now, for those of you who this is relating to possibly a water sign or someone with these qualities, because the Chariot is the Cancer card. So if you are related to, if there is one kind of like on your mind, this is for you. What I'm seeing is that they you can't expect someone to really know how you feel or like recognize you until you take action, until you move forward, until you're like, hey, I'm kind of like digging you. Like, what do you think? You know, it's just what sorry if I cough, by the way. I'm getting over like a chest infection. It's ridiculous. But I feel like it's just so weird that we have the Queen of Cups and the Chariot right here, and this of being not yeah. You know what? Go for it. Just don't hold back. Okay? If that is relating to a person, don't hold back. Trust me, it's reciprocated. Okay. Now we have over here the Hierophant. So some of you may have there may be some, you know, truth cutting information about, you know, because the Hierophant represents marriage, represents stability, higher learning. But we also have the Page of Swords. So there is a truth that we're getting all kinds of truth here, guys. So we're getting a lot of major arcanas as well. So what I'm seeing is, if you are in a marriage, you need to be honest about how you feel about it. Okay? Because we have the Ten of Wands here in reverse. Now what I'm seeing is like, if it is a marriage and it's wearing on you, there are some truths that you're going to have to come to about that. Okay? If it's maybe you don't want to get married, maybe that's a truth that you come to. Maybe maybe you're like elevating to a different level in your spirituality and you're just kind of like trying stress that is no longer necessary for you. You're trying to cut through that and you're trying to grow in that, because we also have the King of Wands in reverse. So it's blocking you. It's blocking you from this abundance. You know, it's blocking you from progressing. Okay? I just want to say that. If you take hold of the now and you kind of just take this thing moment for moment, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. All right? I'm also seeing the Fool here. So some of us are just gonna have to take a leap of faith. Okay? I keep saying okay. I feel like some of you are really going through it, okay? And I'm trying to be nice, all right? I'm trying to be like who I am and just be here for you and comfort you and love you, because that's because you're worthy of that. You know, I feel like, as much as I mean, I am all about my entire channel, my entire like blog on Instagram, which is going to go to a website, by the way, as well, is all about self-love and self-growth. But what I'm seeing here is opening ourselves up for love, not only to ourselves, but to other people. Now, this could be friends, this could be family. But I really feel like there's someone in particular that some of us are thinking about, and we're just not sure how to go about it. You know, whoever we're thinking about, and I will go back and forth between the self-love and growth and everything like that, because that is extremely relevant. And the only way to really truly love someone is to love ourselves first. We have the Two of Coins. So there's a balancing act going on right now. There's something going on. We're like, should I or shouldn't I? Because if I was to pursue this, it's going to mean, X, Y, and Z. It's going to probably change everything. But at the same time, we know that this is what cages us. We know that we are not limited. We are not limited by our thoughts. We're not limited by what other people say. We know, we are aware of the cage we are in. And we know that this could lead to something fulfilling. It's the Seven of Coins. This could lead to that stability that we desire, whether it be in relationships or life in general. This could lead to that. And it might be slow and steady. It might take some time to grow. But that's the beauty of it. And I feel like some people, and mind you, when I say divine masculine, it doesn't have to be a man, okay? This is more of a spiritual sense of things, because we both have the divine feminine and the divine masculine within us. And it's a balancing act. But a lot of us kind of resonate more with one or the other. So when I say divine masculine, even if I say he, don't take it too personally. It really doesn't, it's not anything personal to take. I feel like some of us are kind of embracing our divine masculine. We're finding that balance within ourselves so that we can welcome these things in and kind of have that stability within ourselves to receive it. Because we know what we want and we're manifesting it into our life and we're seeing it come to fruition. And it's something that can be kind of scary. It can be kind of scary. And we get up in our heads about it. And we kind of make it a lot more complicated than it has to be. Swords is about the mind. And the Ten of Swords is kind of being rock bottom with your thoughts on this. It's almost like, I wouldn't say like you're outwardly on the floor crying or, like, I don't know what, it's obvious, it's in your head. So I feel like this is more of it's that attitude of, I don't need that. I don't need anyone. I don't need anybody. I don't need anyone for anything. I'm good. Back the hell up. It's that defensive sort of thing. Like you just give up completely on love. You give up completely on this, this whole thing that, it's just what I'm getting right now. And it's hard to put into words, but I feel like with the Ten of Swords, it's kind of like pushing away your blessings, these offerings that are coming to you. Because next we have the World in reverse. So yes, having that attitude is going to block you from the love. And you guys, it's going to block you from those blessings. It's going to block you from the things that you desperately desire. And it's going to take time. We have the Four of Swords here. And as you can see, this bunny's just kind of like in between the swords, just kind of like, whatever. And it's a good thing to surrender the situations to God or the universe, but it's a completely different thing to ignore it altogether. There's a difference between flowing and just kind of like instead of going with the stream, you're trying to kind of go against the current, so to speak. But it is going to take some learning. It's going to take some learning. It's going to take some time. We have the Three of Coins. So it's going to take some serious inward work to getting there. But let me tell you something. We have the Ten of Cups and we have the Ace of Cups. it's not like all of this is going to be for nothing. If you're not completely aware of what these cards mean, to me, the Ten of Cups is, it's just my opinion, it's almost better than the Lover's card. When people think the Lover's card, they're like, oh my gosh, true love. No, the Ten of Cups is that fulfilling abundance. It is that ever so just solid love, that solid foundation. It is all dreams coming true. It is exactly whatever, paint it however you want. That is what's there. And it's very significant to love. It's very significant to this. And I feel like all of us want that, right? All of us at the end of the day just want that. And we have the Ace of Cups, which means that's our offer. The universe is like, hey, it's here for the taking if you want it. If you're willing to open your eyes and see it. If you're willing to extend your arm and give it or take it. Some of us have to step out of our comfort zone sometimes. And really step out of fear. And it's easy to be fearful at any time, not even just a retrograde. Because I feel like for a lot of you, what I'm sensing is that, you know, you kind of feel ready for something a little more. Maybe you have mastered self-love, maybe, or maybe you're on your way there. Maybe you're not even sure what that means. But what I'm sensing for the people who are watching this, who it is resonating with, there is someone particular who you kind of have your, you know, your eye on and your thoughts about, but you're kind of just wondering, how is this going to work? You know, what you're trying to make logic out of something that isn't meant to be made from logic. Does that make sense? It is good to think logically about some things, especially with love, you know, red flags and shit like that. But, you know, love, it doesn't have to make sense. It really doesn't. And if you've ever known love, if you've ever seen The Notebook, if you've ever seen any kind of love story, shit don't make sense, okay? It just doesn't. But looks like some of us are getting that, okay? We are moving on in the sacral chakra. So some of us may have old beliefs about romance, especially sexuality, and that kind of hinders us. But we're moving on from old patterns, and that's what I'm getting. We're moving away from old ways of thinking. We're moving away from like all the scenarios we've made up in our head that haven't actually happened yet. And we're just kind of allowing things to be. And we're starting to recognize and see the things within us that we need to work on and kind of place love there. And also recognize that, hey, one, or should I, you know, it may be a process, but some realization comes to you. And I think what comes to you is that you're realizing it's all in your head. All these scenarios of what could go wrong. Be careful of the stories that you tell yourself. Okay? It's easy to do. It's easy to fall for the stories that we repeat. But you are worthy of wonderful things, beautiful things. There's no use in blocking yourself from those beautiful gifts that the universe wants to give you. Like I said, be careful of the stories you know, tell yourself, because you're deceiving yourself. Take the mask off. These are the same card. I love when this happens. I love when this shit happens. They're repeating it. Mask off. Take it off. There's no use for it here. Toss it. Be yourself. Figure out what that means and show yourself. Come And before you know it, oh my gosh, you guys, it's repeating itself. Three of Cups. Get with your friends. You know, if you get with the people you trust the most, that kind of make you take that persona off and just be you. You know, get to the core of who you are so that you can welcome all these beautiful things into your life. I can't make this shit up. This just happens, you know? And you know what? I see this and I don't even see it as a negative. I think you're afraid of like something, like I said, fear. Fear is a huge factor here. And I feel like you feel like that it's just, if you go for something or if you change something up, it's going to pretty much crumble everything that you've created in your life. But that's not what, because guess what? Even if everything in your 3D world changes, you'll know who you are. And you're going to make it. Am I making sense? We can't always let fear run our lives. And I know that's easy to do, especially in a time like this, in a retrograde like this. To do. But don't let it. Because this will be good for you. For us, I should say. We're all going through it. Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. You guys. Oh my goodness. It did it again. You know, that old chestnut. Okay, so with all this being said, should you so choose to kind of take a leap with the Fool? You know, you kind of get to the core of who you are and you're like, you know what? Experience points. Just make this whole life an RPG. But it will bring you forward in a positive way. We have positive movement forward and victory and success. There is no losing. Even if things don't work out the way that you want it to, because you know who you are at your core, there is no losing. However, we did have another repeat card, and that's Love Begins. It's the Ace of Cups. So for those of you who kind of want to go for something, go for it. I know that they say like Venus retrograde isn't a good time to like start new love and stuff like that, but you could just start talking to them. You could make an offer. So yes. Oh my goodness. You guys. Another repeat card, but I ain't digging in this huge pile I got. Okay. We have patience and planning. So it may take some time, you know, it may take some time to build this relationship up, whether it be with yourself or another person, but you have to speak it. So speak over your life. Speak abundance over your life right now. If you feel stagnant, if you feel all over the place, know who you are, base chakra. Know who you are and speak it. Know what you want and speak it. Whether you have to speak to a specific person or just out loud to yourself. You got this. Trust yourself. Some of y'all really want to fall in love right now. Like there's someone on your mind and you're like, I don't even know why I want them. Maybe you don't even know them very well. Maybe I don't know. But some of you are feeling a really strong connection to somebody. Follow your heart, follow your intuition. But there are some of you that are really serious about like, you may not understand it. It may not make sense, but you're like, y'all are all up in your heart space about it. So guys, I know that this is a rough time, okay? I get it. So for those of us who are, I felt like this was more for people who might be going through it, who are kind of closed up to love, who are kind of closed up to the thought of being in love. They don't want anything to rock their boat. They don't want everything to kind of fall apart because of it. They've had a bad experience in the past, possibly. And there's just some kind of blockage there. But, you know, for those who are learning self-love, I feel like a lot of that's going to happen when you fully embrace your part in your own story. And I feel like we all need to do that in this reading, regardless of whether you have someone in mind or not. It's just taking part in our own story. And that's hard to do sometimes. But it is worth it. It truly is. And, you know, we do have to take risks. There's always going to be a risk with this. And Venus in retrograde is going to, you know, bring up a lot of feelings within you that you might have not felt in a long time. It is going to bring people from the past back into your life to make you kind of recalibrate. Now, if the person's like a bad ex or something, obviously that's going to be sort of like a why, sort of emotional why. But, you know, I know that, you know, it could be someone that you never thought that you might want to be with, and then here we go. Or it could be just you recognizing the lack of love you have for yourself, kind of figuring out where to go with that. But that's the energy reading. Take 2. I hope that it serves you in some way. Now, I am going to, you know, energy readings up in Scorpio season. So at the end of this month, for each sign, I have them all pre-recorded. So that's going to be a thing. And I will also have my website up. I do blog a lot on Instagram, but due to a lot of things going on, as well as I just want to kind of like expand, I will have a blog up here this month as well as my stores reopening with tarot readings and everything like that. That won't start till the end of this month, but I'm pretty excited about it. If this resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment of how it resonated. Let's kind of build a community here and be here for each other. Or just tell me how you're feeling in this retrograde. Did you even realize, are you not feeling anything? Were you feeling something and then just kind of was like, whoa, there's a retrograde, kind of like I did. You know, just feel free to leave a comment below. And I hope, like I said, I hope this serves you in some way. I know I've been feeling it, and I want to just spread the love to you guys. So I love you. I love you so much. And I wish the best for you during this retrograde. Know that you're not alone and that you are worthy and enough, and that you deserve love in your life, especially from yourself. And don't be afraid to let love in as well. So, okay, guys, I will see you next time. And bye.